Yo, what is going on, everybody? My name is ItsZachHere, and today we are here with CHL Nation episode 6. Can you guys believe we have 6 episodes? So for the panel this week, Kris Letang couldn't make it, so we have, as usual, one of the co-hosts, Brian Funsley.
VHL media icon, Brian Funsley, also trainer of the only Bulba Squirt Man during captivity over there.
Then we got the myth, the legend, Snake.
How are you, boys?
And special guest who's made some appearances on the show. I think this is the 3rd time on the show. Nylander, the GM of the Erie Otters. How you doing, man?
Good, you? Thanks for having me, man.
Okay, so moving on to our first topic, how the CHL Round 1 went. A lot of things happened, so, I mean, you guys can give your thoughts on all the stuff that happened with your team in Round 1 or whatever. Go ahead, Snake.
Round 1 was a good round. We had a good series against Oshawa, finished it in 6. It was a good week.
All right, Nylander?
Well, real quick, what did you think of, did you hear anything about North Bay, the team you're going to be playing in the second round? They were able to sweep Kingston. Were you able to check out any of their stuff from the first round?
We've seen their stats. I couldn't find any games recorded, but I did look at the stats, so we've got a little bit of scouting report on them.
Mm-hmm.
Some of my players played some club with some North Bay guys this week, so we kind of know what we're looking at this series.
Yeah, the East is pretty much played out just like we thought it was going to go all year. Of course, North Bay and Belleville both advanced, both sweeping their competition. And then Niagara, who, I mean, not to be a homer, we thought was good all year, advances, and so does Peterborough. So basically, the East held serve in the first round.
Yeah, not too many surprises there.
Well, I mean, you guys are totally forgetting this guy who's on the top of the West so far, I think, is one of the top teams. Nylander, his team, the Erie Otters, are doing fantastic work over there in the West. The Illuminati team, right? Nylander, what do you have to say about how your round 1 went?
It was pretty hectic, but it went pretty well.
How was it hectic? What was going on? Was it just the games? Was it getting lineups?
There was an overturned game, a forfeit win. Basically, just management not knowing the rules, and it was annoying. So.
Well, speaking of overturned games, I mean, there was a whole bunch of those this week. What do you guys think of all the overturned games we had this week?
It was a bit surprising to see so many. I mean, I know the scheduling rules are a little bit more strict in playoffs, but I was surprised to see how many overturned games there were. And hopefully this round there's less. Hopefully the managers woke up after the first round and realized that they're not really going to get away with much in terms of breaking rules.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Hey, Nylander, what do you think of the rest of the Western Conference first round? Of course, we know who advanced. We got Kitchener, we got the Greyhounds, along with Owen Sound and yourself. But what were your other impressions of the first round of the Western Conference playoffs?
I think it went pretty good. I liked how Sault Ste. Marie went to Game 7, actually. I know both their GMs, and, man, Rowdy was a bit scared there.
Yeah, we've heard some rumors that they were really close to losing. Snake, you got some stuff on that, don't you?
Yeah. I know that series was really hard fought. Sault Ste. Marie was even surprised at how close that series was. I think everybody was. Guelph really came out strong. Iceman, their goaltender, was incredible in that series. I know that in Game 7, Guelph missed 2 empty net opportunities, which could have completely changed the series. So, I mean, that series was really close, so you got to give credit to Guelph. They really came to play in this playoffs.
Yeah, they actually outplayed Sault Ste. Marie in Game 7.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
And it was just the empty net goals that just kind of, they didn't get the breaks and they didn't capitalize, and that's why they lost?
That's it.
What was the final of that game?
2-0.
3-0?
2.
Oh. 2. You got to put the biscuit in the basket if you want to win Game 7. That's obvious.
Right.
That's it.
Right. Well, out of all of the teams left in round 2, I think, you know, one of the teams, North Bay, they're riding on top, but there was a forum post a few weeks ago saying that they lacked class ran up the score and chirped a little bit too much over the line. What do you guys think about that?
Well, I mean, you hate to see scrub hunting,
Right.
as we'd call it, but you have to have a team that can go out and win against the top line, and that's no matter who takes the ice. You got to win games. Some teams can afford to play their top line against lower lines, and therefore play their lower lines against top lines. North Bay is a team that can afford to play pretty much any line any night and still come out with a good result. So, I mean, it's unfortunate to see, but it's something that's not really going to go away anytime soon.
Right. There's always going to be that teams that like to get their stats ramped up by the lower teams.
Right.
I think it's more than just stats, though. I mean, chirping, scrub hunting, throwing a strong line against a lower-ranked team, that's going to happen. Maybe it's just scheduling, whatever. Obviously, North Bay is not a team that has to do that, considering they just swept their first-round series for nothing. They've been on top all year long. So the quality of the team is not in doubt. But I will say, if chirping, if talking about how good they are gets the team fired up, if it builds camaraderie, and if it builds a sense of determination in the team, I think it's worth it. Of course, you don't want to be classist. Of course, you want to break rules. As long as they're not breaking rules, I think it's okay to pop off as long as you back it up. And so far, they've backed it up. And it's going to take a team to shut them up, I think, before they stop chirping. Maybe Niagara can do that. I don't know.
We're looking to do it for sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so round 1 officially ended Thursday, and tonight round 2 begins. We're going to give our predictions and thoughts on each series. So we're going to start with the West this week because every single week we give the East credit and give them some love. So the Kitchener Rangers versus the Greyhounds. The Greyhounds went to Game 7 against Erie in the first round, and the Kitchener Rangers went to 6 games against Plymouth. So what do you guys think of this team, and what's your prediction? Go ahead, Snake.
I think Sault Ste. Marie got a real surprise from Guelph. The series is going to depend how they come back from that. It could result in their favor, and they could wake up and get better, get back on track, and be the strong team they've been all season, or it could be their downfall. They could completely fall apart. I think it's going to shake their locker room a little bit, and I think Kitchener is going to come out strong in this series. I'm going to go Kitchener in 6 games.
That's a tough call, because you can also say that the first round for the Greyhounds could galvanize them and make them even more determined, that they got scared and almost lost and maybe should have lost. I've kind of liked Kitchener all year long. I'd like to pick them in this series. They want to keep that score lower. As your buddy Great One pointed out to me earlier this week, the Greyhounds did win the season series, I believe. I think that was this series that we're talking about. So, I mean, does that make a determination? I don't know. Maybe the first round was the best thing that could happen to the Greyhounds. Maybe it exposed them. It's going to be a toss-up. It's just going to be decided on the ice. If you're just looking at just the rosters, you got to pick the Greyhounds. They have the best players out of these two teams on paper. But who knows? I would like to see Kitchener get in there and battle with him and see what happens.
Yeah, I gotta go with the underdog.
Nylander, you know the most about the West than all of us. So what's your thoughts and predictions on this series?
I'm gonna actually go with Kitchener in 7, because I mean, Sault Ste. Marie, I don't know, like Guelph brought him to 7. They look like their defense was a bit shaky.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm still gonna go with Kitchener. They have a bunch of hot forwards right now.
Kitchener has not been a huge scoring team so far this year, but I mean, it doesn't matter. We're in the playoffs now. All you need is 4 good games, 4 good nights.
Yeah.
So I mean, if Sault Ste. Marie's defense isn't going to play up to par, and they don't score enough because Kitchener's a good defensive team, that's an easy recipe for an upset. What about your team, Erie, going up against Owen Sound, who pulled an upset in the first round against Saginaw? What do you think of that matchup, Nylander?
I think we're gonna win in 7, but I think both teams do have really good offenses, and one little mistake by the defense can really, I think, cost the series. So I mean, both teams are gonna have to play pretty tight defensively if they want to keep going.
All right, Snake, what do you think of that series?
I've been back and forth on this series through the weekend. I looked over it a little bit more today. I had put my prediction at Owen Sound. I'm actually going to go back. I'm switching to Erie, and I'm going to explain why. I think scheduling right now is going to be the number one thing in this round, and I think Erie's pulled together their scheduling for this week better than they did last. I know they have a lot of their locker room right now is excited for this series. They're amped, they're ready to go, and they're motivated. So I think Erie's going to pull it off, but Owen Sound's really going to give them a run. I say it's Erie in 7.
You know, Owen Sound actually defeated the monster. I think I was all about Saginaw winning the West, and
Huge upset.
I just think that Owen Sound. No, nothing away from Erie or anything. Erie is a great team, but I think Owen Sound will take them to 7 games and win it.
Well, I mean, Nylander picked it to go to 7. He's obviously not going to pick against his team. I appreciate his respect to give the other teams 3 games. So it's going to be tight. I'm going to go with Erie though. I just think they're the better team. They have been the better team. I think their opening round series went well enough where I think they have a lot of positive momentum going forward, and I think they're going to do it. So then I'm looking at a Sault Ste. Marie and Erie final, which I think will be pretty exciting.
Right. Okay, so moving on to the West. I mean, I think it's most of us know more about the West than
The East.
The East. My bad. I'm sorry. I make mistakes. I'm a human.
Okay, you're fired. Get out.
All right. So the first series, Niagara Ice Dogs and the North Bay Battalion, going to be a huge challenge for the Ice Dogs. What do you guys think of this series? Starting with Snake, because he's our GM.
I was going to say maybe Snake should go last. Let's make Snake go last because it is his team.
Okay.
All right. So North Bay, they're kind of like the bullies on the block. They've just been crushing people most of the season.
Always picking on little Jimmy.
This is going to be a great series, I think, because I don't sense a lot of backup in Niagara. I think they're going to go toe-to-toe. It's going to be really interesting to see what happens if North Bay or when North Bay. I think they'll lose at least one game in the series. I don't think that's going on a limb here. How they respond to losing a playoff game, and if they lose by 2 or 3 goals, if it's a team that's going to have enough cohesiveness to rally, or are they going to be dependent on that forward momentum at all times? Because Niagara's a little more battle-tested than North Bay, let's just say. North Bay's played a lot of great games. They play Belleville all the time. But let's see what happens when they get a couple losses knocked on them, if Niagara can do that in the first 4 or 5 games of the series. I don't know. I'm going to have to go with North Bay. That's just my brain talking. But, who knows? Who knows?
Right.
I do think that Niagara can give a great fight.
Nylander, you're looking in from the West. What do you think of this series?
I'm going to have to go with North Bay in 5.
5? You're only giving the Ice Dogs 1 game?
Yeah. I'm sorry, Snake. I had to.
Okay, dude.
All right,
Well, why? Why do you think it'll be 5? Why do you think it'll be that decisive?
North Bay just has really good offense. Like, you're basically playing a first line every night, no matter what they're throwing out. So,
would you say they're the team to beat in the playoffs right now? Have they separated themselves from Belleville and Peterborough?
Oh
enough?
yeah,
you do
Absolutely.
think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think
You gotta let Snake talk. Go ahead.
The Battalion being one of the teams that actually got a shutout this week against our panelist Kris Letang. I've played against this team. They know what to do with the puck. They know how to get it in deep. They know how to dangle past the defense and score. They're good in all categories on offense. Their defense is like above average, but it's not the best in the league. I can tell you that. So I think if you can get your puck in their zone and control the play up in their zone and make the offense stop pushing up so forward and go back to help the defense, you can control the play. And that's where I think Niagara, I think they can do that because I've been part of their team. I know what they do, and that's what they do. They go back to their defense. They rotate it around. I think they'll take them to 7 games, but the Battalion is just too strong of a team to beat. They're gonna win it for sure.
So is that what you're? I don't want to give your plan away, but that sounds like a pretty solid strategy. Having a great offense be your best defense and controlling the puck. But Snake, don't reveal too much. But what's your outlook for this series right now? What are your goals for winning it, and what do you think you can do to achieve that?
As for goals for winning it, we need to stay out of the penalty box. There's no question about it. Penalties will kill us this series. North Bay, they turn every opportunity on the power play into a goal.
Too good to give breaks to.
Yeah, we gotta stay out of the box. We have to clear our zone. We need to not puck chase in our zone. If we can manage to keep our formation, our forwards can score. There's no doubt there. We've got good forward chemistry that they can score goals. So if we can give them the puck, they'll get it done. I think schedulings are going to be our big speed bump in this series. I hate to predict against my team, but it is the North Bay Battalion, so I'm going to go North Bay in 6.
Whoa.
Against your own team? That's unheard of.
Well, you know what? He's an honest guy. He's a straight shooter. I hope that everybody appreciates the fact that he's willing to say that for the community.
Eric, shut up.
He's just telling you his honest opinion. Now, does he hope that happens? Oh, hell no. He wants to go out there and beat the crap out of him and beat him in 4. That's his focus. But he's just being honest right now. And I mean, North Bay's a great team.
I think you hit it on
It would be silly for him to go out here and just go, oh, we're going to sweep him. It'd be silly. But that's what he wants to do.
I think you hit it on the ball, Snake. I think that your key to win against North Bay is definitely stay out of the box because they have the best special team in the league right now. They capitalize on all of the penalties that you give them, and they will make you pay. So moving on to the next series, the Bulls, another team that got a shutout in round 1 against my team, the Petes, but I'm not going to, whatever. So what do you guys think of this series?
I'll go ahead and start with this one.
Go
The Petes, their defense is so strong. Belleville's offense, very strong. But I think it's going to go down to who plays better defensively. Defense wins championships.
Right.
Any team can put the puck in the net. You got to play good defense. You got to play smart in your own zone. And I think there's right now no better team in the league than Peterborough defensively.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go Peterborough, and I'm going to say in 6.
What do you think, Nylander?
I'm going to go Peterborough in 6 too.
Wow.
I think Peterborough has more complete team than Belleville, so I think they're going to pull it out.
I'm sticking with Belleville. I've kind of been riding them all year. I've been riding the bull. It's hard to ride the bull sometimes because the bull's crazy. The bull's unpredictable. But at the end of the day, the bull doesn't mess around. And I'm going with Bulls North Bay. That's the matchup I want to see in the preseason. It's the matchup I want to see in the Eastern Conference Finals. So I'm picking Belleville. Of course, Peterborough is a totally legitimate contender. And if they were in the West, they could probably be in the Western Conference Finals just like that. But you know what? They're in the East, and they got the tougher second round matchup. Probably, I would say. I think either one of these teams, they're gonna just. I mean, I guarantee it's going to 7 almost. I'm gonna tell you right now, it's going 7. Both these teams are not gonna give this up, and I think it's gonna be a great series. But I'm going with the Bulls, riding the Bulls.
This is a case of a second seed against a third seed because North Bay can play, but we won't go into that too much. But the Bulls, all season long, I mean, in the beginning of the season, they started out undefeated. They had high hopes, and we all looked at Belleville as that team to beat. That team was gonna win. That was gonna win the East, and that would just be amazing if that was correct, and we would see North Bay and the Bulls in the final. Not taking anything away from Peterborough, they are a fantastic team, and I think that if this squad was here next season, they would probably win. But
it's nothing against Peterborough. I mean, they're definitely a quality team, and it doesn't matter what we want to see. It matters what happens on the ice. It's not American Idol. But
and the Bulls,
having said that, to me, Belleville and North Bay are kind of like the Patriots and the Colts back when the Colts had Peyton Manning, Manning and Brady. They just seem like they're the two teams that I want to see play. But you know what? Maybe Peterborough can spoil it. And again, it's going to be still on the ice. It doesn't matter what Funsley thinks. It doesn't matter what
I
anybody
think
thinks. Just who's going to
I'm
win.
gonna go for 7-game series is in the East. I'm going with the Bulls in 7.
That's not a bull, mate. That's a horse. But hey.
So now that we have all of the playoffs until the semifinals, there was an idea brought up by one of the members of the nation about this thing called LG bragging rights, and I think Snake has a little bit more info on that.
Well,
Yeah.
let me tell you, it's my idea, but I'll let him talk about it.
I've been saying all season, every show, guys, send us in your questions, comments, suggestions. I got one last week, but we weren't able to get into the show, so I want to do it this week. It's called LG bragging rights. We all know the IHL tournament in between seasons has had limited success. Yeah, nobody likes it. The CHL guys feel excluded. The AHL guys feel excluded even. So we had this idea of making a round-robin tournament, an Eastern All-Star team and a Western All-Star team from each league, NHL, AHL, and CHL. Doing a round-robin tournament, finishing with the top 2 teams, playing in a championship for LG bragging rights. And, I mean, we see it a lot in the forums, the NHL guys chirping the AHL guys, the AHL guys chirping the CHL guys, and the CHL guys just trying to defend themselves. All talking about who's better. Why not put it to a tournament and let it be decided on the ice?
So you should have 6 teams, like an Olympic kind of style format, where you have some pool play, maybe it's like double elimination.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. I don't think the NHL would do it because I think they're scared because I don't know if they want to. NHL, you know what? Sure, it's the best league. Sure, it's the biggest league. Sure, it's where the best players play. But you know what? That is all talk. And I don't know if they want to get in there and get punched in the mouth by a CHL team and then go, oh, I don't know. Not to say that the CHL would win, but I think it would be very dramatic to watch an NHL team play a CHL team. Of course, the CHL team would go out there just reckless abandon, trying to win it for their league.
Right.
I don't know if the NHL will be up to it. I'm just being honest with you.
The media coverage would be amazing.
The media, like you say, Snake, the media coverage would be just insane. Like covering, I would do one like every day, covering every single match. That'd be insane, dude.
And of course, I would go. I'm sorry, but I'd have to go with the AHL. That's where my blood is.
You don't care about you, Funsley. You're just kind of there.
Well, the AHL would come. The AHL would win. I'm just telling you that they would win. They got the most character. They got the strongest personalities, the strongest drive to win. The AHL would win it all. I'm just saying.
Funsley, I mean, I know this is off topic, but why does your tag say VHL, not CHL? That's the league that shall not be named.
Hey man, what do you want me to do? Not be an icon? I already am an icon. I don't know if I'm an LG icon yet. I'm getting there.
You mentioned the unmentionable leagues, Funsley. That's against the rules.
I can mention whatever I want. And if anyone doesn't like it, they can tangle with Bulba Squirtmander over there. There. Bulba Squirtmander will get him. I'm not afraid of anybody. VHL, hey, it happened. It's reality, and I was there.
Now for everyone's favorite part of the show. Snake made it up. This is his favorite part of the show. Our dinguses of the week. Nylander, what's your dingus this week? You're new to the show. What's your dingus?
Who's your dingus?
X2222. London Knights GM.
Why's that?
Can you elaborate?
I don't even think he read the rules. I think he looked at them with his eyes and thought that he knew them all. Yeah, you gotta read the rules, man.
All right, Funsley.
I'm going off the reservation here. I'm gonna get Zach in trouble here, but my dingus of the day, really, it's day thing, is Tris 10, owner of the website.
Oh gosh.
For talking all kinds of silliness in the chat box today because he went to China and now he thinks that we should just become China because he went on a sightseeing tour. I thought that was pretty funny. He was talking all kinds of bull noise. I don't understand it. So got me a little rattled. To be honest with you, I'm a patriot. I'm an American. That's why I play in the AHL. And I didn't like it. So he's my dingus. And he'll probably see this or not. Don't matter. He could hear me. He could talk to me back. I don't know. But that's my dingus. That's who it is. Tris 10.
All right, Snake.
All right. Well, with my dingus, I'm gonna actually join Funsley and go up to the AHL.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Skitsa Stone, an AHL GM, for flagging stats on a team for using an illegal player without having first checked the rule book and making sure that that player was in fact illegal. And then to go a step forward and try and get that player banned 4 times without proof. I know it was Kris Letang's dingus of the week was anybody who submits a complaint with no proof. So, I mean, I thought this just kind of linked all together, and I'm going to go with Skitsa Stone of the AHL.
Why was the player illegal? Why couldn't he play?
They were saying that he was illegal because he was called up, but he's not called up.
And he was trying to get the player in trouble, even though it was his fault?
Yeah, he's trying to get the player banned.
Nah, that ain't cool.
Okay.
Not cool. Yeah.
So my dingus that this kind of involves on why I wasn't here last show that you guys did. I got waived, and then the team that picks me up immediately after messages me saying, "Oh, by the way, our AGM's going on your show this week. When are you doing it?" And I got information from an unknown source saying that in the manager chat, this Atkins guy, whatever the heck his name is, posted in the chat saying, "Oh, maybe we'll get some representation on the show this week."
The GM
So-
Akins, okay.
Atkins used me to be on the show, and that's not how this works.
Nah.
Okay?
Nah.
You get on
No
the
one gets
show
on the
by
show unless they
earning
earn it. No one tells who's going to be on the show except for
You
us.
get on the show by earning it, not simply
tell 'em,
because you're my
Funsley.
GM. The only reason why Snake got on the show is because he volunteered.
Earned it.
Okay?
We would have kicked
He's
him off
done-
after a week,
he's done
but he
nothing.
earned it.
He's done Snake has done nothing but good for this show, so I wouldn't take him out simply because he
No.
waived me or that he's my GM.
Nah.
But my biggest of the week is Atkins because he used me to get on the show.
Well, I will say that it kind of could be a compliment, Zach, because let's face it. Let's just face it. Let's just call it like it is. You got the CHL, you got one show, and then you got this other one. And I mean, if he's going to be on a show, which one would he be on? Would he be on the one that broadcasts live on the day the second round starts with the picks, with the info? Would he want to be on that show, or would he want to be on another little show? I don't know. But maybe it's a compliment that he wanted to trade for you just to get on the show. In any event, didn't work. Sorry, bro. Is what it is. Apparently,
And
you're
I want to give a shout out to someone who posted in the forums of the midweek episode that they did, saying that, "Oh, this show's way better than CHL of the Zone." So shout out to that guy. I don't know his name at the top of my head, but shout out to that guy. He's cool.
Shout out to that guy.
And shout out to
that guy.
and shout out to Bubble Square Manor for being awesome too. I made him, by the way. I made him.
You guys got any shout outs or any more topics you guys want to talk about before we wrap it up
I
this
just
week?
did mine. I'm done.
I want to shout out to Lamasca who sent us the idea for bragging rights. I think it's a great idea, and he's always been a solid hockey mind. So.
Oh, shout out to Letang too for not being here. Shout out to Letang.
Letang.
I'm gonna shout out Letang because he said he was gonna be here, and something came up, and that's okay.
Yeah, it happens.
So-
Shout out to Nylander for being here. Thanks, Nylander.
Yeah, Nylander.
Thanks, buddy.
Nylander, you got any shout outs? You want to talk to your mama, your baby girl?
Nah, man. I ain't got any.
No, you should get one. I got like 5. I'll give you one.
Thanks for coming on, Nylander. You want to shout out your team or whatever?
Yeah, bro. My team. Shout out to them, man.
Yeah, good luck this week, buddy.
Yeah,
It's
good luck,
gonna be
guys.
tough, but good luck, and then maybe we'll see you in the Western Conference Finals preview show next week.
Next week.
All right. For the guest, Nylander. For the 2 co-hosts, Funsley, Snake4413. For the co-host who couldn't make it, Kris Letang. It's been your boy Zach here. CHL Nation is out.